Hello, welcome to our third class of number patterns, where we are going to look into quadratic sequence. Okay, so when you're looking at quadratic sequence, let me show you the general formula here. The general formula is going to be Tn is equals to an squared plus bn plus c. Okay, now when we are given this, let's see how the terms are arranged. We have got T1, we've got T2, we've got T3, we have got T4. Okay. Now, here, what's special here is that there is a constant or common second difference. It's different from the arithmetic where we have got the first common difference. But in this case, for quadratic sequence, it's a constant or second difference. So quadratic sequence, you need at least 4 terms. You need at least 4 terms, what called to determine quadratic sequence. Now, so in this case here, our first term is actually a plus b plus c. Then our second term, you can see that. But if we subtract, the first value that we get here is going to be 3a plus b, then it goes on like that. So what we know is that we are definite that first term is a plus b. So here is our first term. First term. Now, this is the first difference of the first 2 terms. So first difference of the first 2. So this is what we use. So we're going to be using number 1 here is number 2 and number 3. Number 3, the second difference here is equal to 2a. So you just need to master that first term is a plus b plus c. The first difference of first 2 terms is 3a plus b, and the second difference is going to be 2a. So let's apply this and see how far we can go. Now, the first question is saying, show that it is a quadratic, what is it, number pattern. So we have got 6, 13, 22, 33. So for what we know is that quadratic number pattern must have a second common difference. So that's what we all need to do. So here is 13, is 22, is 33. So let's see here the first difference. 13 minus 6 is going to give us 7. Okay. Then here, if we say 22 minus 13, it's going to give us, let's see here, 22 minus 13. I'm lazy to think here. 9. Okay. 33 minus 22, 11. Okay. So, and then we can again subtract again here for the second difference. What do we get here? We're going to get 2. Here also going to get 2. So why is it, what is it? Second common difference. So the reason here is a quadratic because it's have got second common difference. Okay, so that's why it's actually so equal to, it's actually 2. So now, so we are done. So just showing this that we have a second common difference, we have already shown that it is a quadratic pattern. Now let's move on to the next question here. Write down the next 2 terms of the quadratic pattern. Now, here, let me just try to copy this. Okay. Let's see if we can. Okay. Now, if we have this, we've got 2. Okay, we've got 2 and okay. Now we want second 2 terms. So how do we get second 2 terms? What we know here now, we know that we've got 11. So for us, the difference of 2, so we're going to say 11, we've got 2 there. So if we say 11 plus 2, we're going to get, what is it? The next difference here. So 11 plus 2 is going to give us what is it? 13. Okay, so if we have got that difference there, then we know that, okay, if it's 13, we're going to also say 33 plus 13, so that we can get the term here. The second term is going to be 46. So here it's going to be 46. Okay, and if you say 46 minus 33, you get 13. Can you see where we are coming from here? Then we want to get also the other term. We're going to say 13 plus 2, because we know that the common difference, second common difference is 2. Then 13 plus 2 is going to give us 15. So we've got our 15 there. Okay, that's our 15. And when we have got 15, we're going to say 46 plus 15. That's going to give us, let's see what we're going to get there. We're going to get 1. If we say 6 plus 5, 1. What called remainder 1. 5 plus 4 plus 2 is going to give us 6. So it's going to be 61. Okay, so here it's 61. So our terms here, you can see that if we say 61 minus 46, we're going to get 15. So this is what you're actually supposed to do. This is what you're supposed to do, guys. So you must follow this part here. So you add, you're coming from the bottom where you are adding the 2, then you go up, then you go up, then you get the value, then you also again add the 2 here to get the first difference, then you also what called, so you're actually working from the bottom to the top. Okay, now let's move on and see. The next question, the next slide here is asking us the nth term. How now do we get the nth term? Remember, if we are to substitute, if we are to put our what we have here, this is what we're going to have. We know that from here, this is our A plus B plus C. Okay, that's our A plus B plus C, and this is our 3A plus B. Okay, and this is our what called 2A. So what we're just simply doing here from the quadratic equation, remember quadratic equation here, which is Tn is equals to general equation an squared plus b n plus c. What our job here is to find A, is to find B, and to find C. How do we get that? We use what we know now. So A plus B plus C is our first term, which is equal to 6. Then what are we going to do again? 3A plus B. 3A plus B is equal to 7. Okay, then 2A. 2A is equal to 2. So in this case here, 2A is equal to 2. 2A is equals to 2. So from this now, we have 3 equations here that we wanna use to get A plus B plus C. So first of all, we're gonna deal with the bottom one here, which is very easy for us. We're gonna divide by 2. We divide by 2. So it's always you always find what is it? You always find A first. So here A is equals to 1. Now we have A, we go to this equation here, which is 3A plus B. We substitute for A, it's gonna be 3. 1 plus B is equals to 7. So B here is equal to 7 minus 3, which is going to give us 4. Now, when we have this, when we have the B, we're now looking for C. So we are going back to the first here. We're going to say A, which is 1. Oh, sorry, which is 1 plus 4 plus C is equals to 6. Then C here is equals to 6 minus 5 is going to give us 1. 6 minus 5 is going to give us 1. So what do we have now? C is equals to 1, A is equals to 1, B is equals to 4. Can you remember the order? This is our first step. This is our second. This is our third to get what we call C. So we first find A, then from finding A, we go to find B. From B, we get C. Okay. Now our equation now, we now substitute the values of A, B plus C. Our equation now becomes Tn is equals to A is 1. It's going to be n squared plus B is 4n plus 1. Okay. This becomes our final what you call equation. Now, determine 96th term. Our equation with Tn is equal to n squared plus 4n plus 1. And what are we looking for here? 96th term. It's going to be 96 squared plus 496. Now you're just substituting where there is n, we put 96. Okay, now let's see here what we get. We're going to say 96 squared plus 496. We close that, plus 1. What we get? 9. Am I correct here? 9,601. So it's gonna be 9,601. That's our answer there. Determine which term equals to 118. So remember what I said before. This is our Tn in our first class. In second class, we remember that this is our Tn, and what are we looking for here? We are looking for our n. Okay, now when we do that, we just gonna write our equation first. Tn is equals to n squared plus 4n plus 1. What are we given here? We're given Tn. Tn is 118. So we're gonna put 118 here. This is equals to n squared plus 4n plus 1. Okay, we take the 118 that side. We are now left with n squared plus 4n. Now it's going to be minus 117. Okay, now when we have this, we now need to look for factors that if we multiply, so here if we multiply this, we get negative 117 n squared. Then two factors that if we add them, they give us plus 4, but for n, then if we multiply them, they give us 117. Let's try to do this here. 117 then equals to, then you say shift fact. What do we have? We have got 3 squared times 13. So in this case here, 3 squared is a 9. So it's actually 9 times 13 that give us 117. So the factors here are 9, 9n and 13 n. Okay, now here we have a positive. So if we have a positive, it means that, and now on the multiplication, the product here, we have a negative. It means that one of these must be negative, but since we are getting a positive here, it means that the smaller one should be negative. So it's going to be negative 9 in that case. So that if we say negative 9 plus 13, we get positive 4. But if we say negative 9 times 13, we get negative 17 that we have here. Okay, now, so what do? We're going to just open our bracket, open our brackets here, and put our n, and we remember we take the sign n minus 9, then n plus 13. Now, so it means that our answer there should be n equals to 9 or n is equals to negative 13. But we can't have an n as a negative, because remember we're saying the n is actually the position of what is it, of the term. So we are counting 1, 2, so it's always from T1, T2, T3, but we can't have a negative term. So here it can be equal to negative 13. So we will choose our n as 9. Now let's move on to the next question here. Consider the quadratic equation where we are now getting, we are now given x here. So we're asked to find the value of x, but already we know that it's a quadratic sequence. So what do we remember? We remember that second difference should be the same. Now here we've got this x and what is it? And negative 46. So we are looking for x in this case. So what do? We're going to come here, we do our principles. Don't forget to do our principles here. What do we know now? Negative 10 minus 1. We're going to get, it's going to be minus, it's going to be plus 1. It's going to give us negative 9. Then here, we're going to say x minus 10 minus is going to give us plus. It's going to be x plus 10. Okay, then here is going to be negative 46. Okay, minus x. That's what we have. But now there's something special now. What we know is that this since we are told already that it's second difference, it's a quadratic equation, we know that the second difference should be equal. So from this one here, we're going to say, okay, how do we write our second difference? It's going to be x plus 10 minus minus is going to give us plus, it's going to be plus 9, okay? Then here it's going to be negative 46 minus x minus in bracket x plus 10. So always be on the lookout on this one. Whenever you have got two terms here to subtract, put a bracket so that you can get your values nicely. Now here, what we know is that this is the second difference and they should be equal. So they are actually equal. So we understand they are actually equal. So what do we do here? We are now going to come up with an equation here. X plus 19, which is this one here, must be equals to negative 46, negative x, negative x, negative, what is it, 10, okay? Then from there, we can now say, okay, it's x plus 19, then negative 46 negative 10 is going to be negative 56, negative 56, then negative negative is going to give us negative 2x. Then from there, we can take our x, that side is going to be 3x. When it comes there, it's going to be 2x positive, then plus x will be 3x equal to, then we take the negative 56 plus negative, says negative 56, negative 56, negative 19, because once you take 19 there, it's going to be negative, then it's going to be negative 75, negative 75. Now, when you have negative 75, what do? We divide by 3, we divide by 3, then if we divide by 3 there, what you will see that x will be equals to negative 25, okay? So it means that our sequence should be negative 1, negative 10, negative 25, negative 46, goes on like that. So we found our x as negative 25. Okay. Determine the nth term. Nth term, how do we do the nth term? Do we have the second difference, the first difference? Yes, we can do that now. We know that our difference here, we can just substitute negative 25. If we say negative 25 here plus 19, what do we get? Negative 25 plus 19, negative 25 plus 19, we get negative 6. So here, our value here is negative 6. So it means that our common difference there is actually a negative 6. Let me, oh, well, sorry about that. I want to take this part here. Okay, it's not copying. Okay, let me see. Okay, now let me take that to, so that we can find our values nicely here. Now, what we see from here is that to find the nth term, remember what we know, we want to use the equation here, which is Tn is equals to n squared plus bn plus c. But from this here, we can see that this is our a plus b plus c. So a plus b plus c is equals to negative 1, okay? Remember what we have said previously. Then here we have got a 9. So in this case here, we can see that negative 9 is our 3a plus b. So here 3a plus b is equals to a negative 9, okay? Then we can see that down here we say the second common difference is actually equal to negative 6. So here our 2a. So here is our 2a, okay? This is our 2a there. So our 2a here is equal to negative 6. Then remember what I told you, we are calculating from the bottom here to So 2 here, A is going to be negative 3. We take the negative 3 there as A. Then we're going to say 3 negative 3 plus B equals to negative 9. Negative 3 times negative 3 is going to give us 9, negative 9. If we take negative 9, it's going to be positive. So B is going to be equals to negative 9 plus 9, which is going to be equal to 0. Now we have got B, A, and B. We have them. Then what are we going to do? Let me just, this one, I don't want my A to be disturbed like that. Okay, now it's fine. Now let's move on to the other one. It's going to be A, we have it, negative 3 plus 0 plus C is equals to negative 1. We take negative 3 that side. C is going to be equals to negative 1 plus 3 is going to give us 2. Okay, it's going to give us 2. So we have got A and B and C. So what is our general equation now? Our equation in this case here, T n is going to be equals to A is what? Negative 3 n squared plus 2, because here is 0. I just made a mistake here, guys. Let me just put here, it's gonna be a n squared. Okay, I made a mistake. I forgot to put the a there. So I think now we understand this concept here. Let's look at this particular question again. Consider the quadratic numbers pattern with constant second difference of 6. So here we are given a hint. So we can write our 3, we can write our x there, we can write our 27, we can write our y, we can write our 75. Okay. Now we are told that the constant difference is actually 6. Second constant difference is equals to 6. So what do we do here? We're going to come down and say, okay, what is our first difference? Okay, our first difference in this case here will be x minus 3. Then here 27 minus x. Here y minus 27. Here is 75 minus y. We are looking for x and y. So it means that we are going to have two equations here. Now, from there, what do we know? We know that the difference here, it's 6, here it's 6, here it's 6. Okay, so once we have that, we know that if we subtract these two, we're going to get 6. So let's do that. Let's do that in writing. We're going to say 27 minus x minus, in bracket, x minus 3 is going to give us 6. So now from this way, now we're going to find x. We're going to find x. So we're going to say 27 minus x plus 3 is equals to 6. Then you here is going to be negative 2x. Then we take 27 plus 3, it's going to be 30. Then if we take there, it's going to be equals to negative 24. So it's going to be 6 minus 30, which is going to be negative 24, negative 2x. Then we divide by negative 2 by negative 2. X is going to be equals to 12. So our x is equals to 12. What about the y? Y, we're going to use the second here. We're going to use here. If we subtract these two here, we're going to get 6. So we're going to say 75 minus y minus, in bracket, y minus 27 is equals to 6. Then we take 75 minus y plus 27. Remember, minus in minus is equal to 6. Then here 75 plus 27, we're going to get minus 2y here equal to, so let's check here. If we say 75 plus 27, what do we get? We get 102. Then if we say 102, it's positive this side, it's going to be 6 minus 102. Then if we say there minus 6, what do we get? We get 96. Okay, so here is going to be negative 96. Here negative 2y. We divide by negative 2. We divide by negative 2. We cancel there. So our y, let's see what our y will be. Our y will gonna be 40. Let me see here. 96 divided by 2 it's going to be 48. So our y is equals to, let me use another pen. Our y is equals to 48. Okay, so here is 48. So we have got x and y, and even if they are going to say calculate, determine the nth term, you know what to do now. You have got your terms now. You have got x, you have it. So it means that on the x there, it's going to be 12 minus 3. So it's going to be 12 minus 3, which is going to give us 9. Okay. So that's what you need to do, guys. So it means that here 3a plus b, this is 3a plus b. Okay, this is our a plus b plus c, and this is our 2a. So in this case here, you can find your formula here, which is Tn is equals to n squared, an squared plus bn plus c. So you can now use what we have learned now to actually get to the final answer for the nth term. So that's part of your homework as well, to get the nth term there. And this is actually what I need you guys to submit to me and have a look at it. Okay, guys, until next time, thank you so much. Bye-bye.